We're sold a dream. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. But the truth is, once you start working at what you love, you might never love it the same again. Let's talk about Vincent van Gogh. The man painted over 2,000 works in under a decade, many now priceless. But while he was alive, he sold one. Just one. He painted out of obsession, compulsion, and love. No algorithm told him sunflowers would go viral. He painted them because they haunted him. But imagine if Van Gogh lived today. Told to crank out reels, optimize for engagement, take sponsor deals from acrylic paint brands. Would he still be Van Gogh, or just another tired influencer burning out on content? It starts innocently. Maybe you lose your job, or you hate it and dream of escaping. You crochet dragons at night to stay sane. Then someone on Etsy says they'd pay for one. Suddenly, you're an entrepreneur. The ego jumps in, and boy, it feels good to say, I make money doing what I love. Sometimes it's flattery, people telling you you could totally charge for that. Society tells you it's the logical next step. You're so good at this, you should sell it. It feels like validation, and at first, it works. You get orders, likes, cash. I mean, why work for a boss when your Etsy shop selling crochet dragons is blowing up? But something begins to shift. You're no longer making dragons. You're fulfilling orders, deadlines, and quotas. Nothing says living your dream like burning out because Becky from HR needs her crochet dragon shipped in 3 to 5 business days. Psychologists call this the Overjustification Effect, coined by Lepper, Green, and Nisbet in 1973. In their study, children who once loved drawing for its own sake were given rewards. And as the rewards became expected, the joy disappeared. The play became work. They stopped drawing, not because they lost talent, but because they lost love. See, hobbies are safe spaces. You write songs for nobody. You draw without purpose. But once money enters the frame, the rules change. Now you have deadlines to meet, algorithms to understand, sales to make. What was once exploration becomes repetition. You're no longer painting what moves you. You're painting what moves units. You lose the autonomy, the spontaneity. That thing that once gave you life now schedules your life. The smell of fresh paint, once meditative, now triggers stress about shipping delays. What used to be your escape becomes your deadline. The play is gone. Now, if you're watching this, I'm assuming you already know how this feels, or close to it. How has your relationship with your passion changed once it became something you depended on for your survival? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear how you're dealing with this. Eventually, resentment creeps in. You're tired. You miss painting just because it's Tuesday. You scroll through your own work and feel nothing. It's not burnout from doing too much. It's grief. You've buried a part of yourself beneath conversion rates and customer feedback. I had a friend, let's call her Tasha. She loved baking. Lavender lemon loaves, cardamom scones, the kind of stuff that made you believe in Sunday mornings. So, she opened a home bakery. A year in, she hadn't baked anything new in 8 months, just dozens of the same cookies that sold. Her joy turned mechanical. Her oven became her boss. This isn't new. In ancient Rome, artists and craftsmen were often slaves. The word artifacts meant artisan, but not in the romantic sense. The elite didn't dirty their hands. Creating for money was considered beneath the true intellectuals. Even centuries later, Leo Tolstoy would write in What is Art? That when art is made for profit, it loses its soul. It becomes mimicry, transactional, distraction. Fast forward to today, and that's why all the music, movies, fashion, and art look the same. We're scrolling through endless prints of the same motivational quote in a different font. Now, does this mean you can never turn your passion into profit? Not exactly. Some do it well, but they draw boundaries. Björk, for example, is very selective and has refused to license some of her biggest songs for ads. No shampoo commercial gets yoga. She keeps her weirdness intact by saying no, a luxury, yes, but also a boundary. Others follow the 20% rule, keeping one day a week for creative play, unpaid and unshared. They keep parts of the hobby untouched, sacred. They diversify. Or even better, they resist the pressure to turn their entire identity into a brand. They remember what amateur originally meant in Latin, amator, the lover. Not a lesser professional, but a purer one. So the next time someone says you should totally monetize that, ask yourself, do you want to do it for a living or keep it alive? Because turning your passion into a job might just mean killing the very thing that made you feel alive. If you like this dive into human psychology through history, please consider liking and subscribing for more videos like this. Thanks for watching Historic Psychology, and I'll see you on the next one.